Controversial signing somehow for a guy that went 14-3 last year. Obviously didn't end great for Sam Darnold, but statistically he was a monster. He put wins on the board, Lawrence. He gets a 3-year, $100.5 million contract. What are your overall thoughts, feelings about this?
Would you like to know why it's controversial?
Why?
Because he's not that much of an upgrade over Geno Smith.
Yeah, I know, but he's like
Is he one? Like definitively?
I was going to say, yeah.
7 years younger.
That's probably the main argument for it, but he had the season similar that Geno Smith had a couple years ago when he kind of, got his new contract. What's interesting here too, Jay, is that you're going from a Minnesota Vikings offense and their offensive line to what they got going on over there in Seattle. They gave up the second most quarterback pressures last season, so congrats Seattle did, yes. Congrats to Darnold on getting that contract. He's more than earned that. But now you're going into a situation where, yes, you get that. You have Jaxon Smith-Njigba, but then you're looking at MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You're looking at Jake Bobo, and you're going from Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison to that.
T.J. Hawkinson.
Yeah, and T.J. Hawkinson, and I think they still got Noah Fant over there. So it's gonna be a little different. So you'll get to see if he really that guy now.
Now, on paper right now, this is a huge downgrade for Sam Darnold. What's going to kind of decide where he lands in rankings is that they have 5 picks in the top 100, and 4 of those need to be on offense. I think they need at least 2 interior offensive linemen. They need another receiver very early. And even if they hit on those picks, Lawrence, you're still bringing up the point that this Vikings offense schematically and from a personnel standpoint was so talented. So great for Darnold, but this is a much, much tougher road.
Sam Darnold is an easy guy to root for, right? And so it's a great redemption story. I'm glad he has a starting gig. A week ago, it was looking like he might, the way the musical chairs were playing out, there was a chance that he might be, sitting on the sideline. So happy he's got a starting gig. Happy he got the bag, as the kids say. The kids still say that, right, Jay?
No, I think they're out on that.
But to your point, Lawrence, not only worse offensive line, a lot worse weapons around him than he played in Minnesota, right? But he also played indoors, right? So now he's got to go to Seattle and play outdoors under Clint Kubiak, who last year with Derek Carr, and I don't know that we think that Sam Darnold is miles better than Derek Carr, but Derek Carr was barely a top 20 quarterback on a points-per-game basis last year when he was healthy. And I get it. You're like, oh, well, Chris Olave was in and out of the offense, and Rashid Shaheed gets hurt. But, other than Jaxon Smith-Njigba, who else do they have? You just mentioned it. Even if they draft, there's no wide receiver that we feel like in the draft where you're like, that's Malik Neighbors, that's Roma, that's somebody, not Roma Dunze, but that's even McConkey. That's somebody that you feel like is going to make an immediate impact at the next level, the way that some of the guys last year did.
Right.
And so, I don't know. Last year, in Seattle, and I get it's a different offensive coordinator, but Geno Smith was QB 16, and I think that's probably right. That Sam Darnold doesn't run. He's somebody that needed massive touchdown passing equity to earn top 10 status last year, and I just don't think they're going to do it. I suspect the way Clint Kubiak is going to play this offense, especially given what he has to work with and a suspect offensive line, to your point, they're going to try to run the ball and play good defense and try to grind out wins. The only positive to me, Jay, about Sam Darnold signing in Seattle is that Darnold last year proved he could elevate wide receivers, that he could get elite fantasy production out of a wide receiver because we saw it from Jefferson and Addison. So I think for people that have JSN in Dynasty or people thinking about drafting JSN, I think this is going to be a massive win. We'll talk about him more when we get to DK Metcalf, but just real quickly, there's been 3 career games for Jaxon Smith-Njigba without DK Metcalf. He has a 32% target share in those games.
It's gonna be a lot of those games for him.
Darnold is somebody that can get the ball professionally to JSN. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.